Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got an affiliate business for sale in the business niche. Created in July 2015, this business makes $5,320 per month in net profit, and the listing number for this business is 46528. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the assets they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on today, Jason.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. So now I'm just going to give a quick summary of Jason's business. It was built in July 2015, has a monthly revenue of $5,997 per month, monthly expenses of $678, and is making a monthly net profit of $5,320 per month. Now, there are a few assets included in the sale, which are the domain, site content and files, multiple affiliate accounts, and multiple social media accounts. Now, Jason, could you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, basically there's two of us that built this site. There's two business partners. My business partner is a finance guy, and he's retired. So he kind of assisted with the subject matter material. And myself, I have a history of affiliate marketing. I started doing SEO, and before it was a cool thing to do. I think 2009, 2010, I started making my first business doing local SEO and affiliate SEO in like 2010, I think. So I've been doing this for a long time. But actually, this is my last website that I have. So after I saw this one, I'm moving on to greener pastures.
That's great. And so how did you come up with the idea for this particular business? Was it your friends in the finance niche that kind of wanted to pursue it, or was it something else?
Yeah, actually, just hanging out with one of my buddies who's, a financial genius. I couldn't say enough good things about him. Just hanging out with him, and he was kind of asking about affiliate marketing and what I do with these websites and things like that. And we just kind of had an idea to make a website together, putting my affiliate marketing skills together with his financial skills. And that's how we landed on,
That's great. Yeah. And so how does the business primarily make money?
Well, basically what we do is, we have, it's all organic, nothing paid. So we have pretty good, Google rankings or whatever. So people come to our website and learn about brokers and trading and things like that. And then we try to send them through to brokers to create an account. They deposit money at the broker and they start trading. And we earn in one of two ways. Either some brokers pay us like a CPA, like as soon as the user meets certain criteria, like, okay, they deposit so much money and then do so many trades or whatever, then we get paid. But other accounts are like a revenue share, where for the life of the account, we get a commission just like the broker does every time that person makes a trade. So, people come to our website, they learn about brokers and things like that. Then they go off to the brokers, make an account, start trading, and then we get paid when they trade.
Wow. Sounds like a really great thing to kind of have that longevity of customers and having some sort of recurring business. And I'm curious, why have you experimented with any other types of monetization like ads or any other types of affiliates?
I'm sorry, Mike, you cut out there. I didn't hear you.
Have you experimented with any other types of monetization like Google AdSense or anything like that?
Well, that's actually on, one of those for things that a potential buyer could really do. We do have the Facebook pixel and things like that. So it would be really, really super easy to do like retargeting, retarget people that have already been on our site and run ads to them or something like that. I think at one point, like 2 years ago, we tried Facebook ads for like a week, but neither one of us are really, Facebook ads kind of person. So no, we've never done anything like that. One other thing that we have tried to do that would actually make sense for a buyer to do this as well is a lot of people are looking to purchase educational material to learn a trade. And if you notice on the front page of our website, there's a gentleman there. We kind of struck a deal with him, like an affiliate deal. Well, to be honest, over the the course of the existence of the site, it's never really paid anything. And I actually don't even think his links work or whatever, but we just kind of never took the time to replace him with a better offer. So, there's a lot of chance here to, affiliate with some educational products as well as just a broker.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good potential, proposition for a new buyer to increase the way the site's monetized. And so I'm curious, it sounds like you've built a pretty cool project here and pretty cool business. why are you deciding to sell the business?
Well, like I said, we kind of hit this thing pretty hot and did a lot of things like the right way. We worked really hard on it in the beginning, and both of us have. I mean, this isn't either one of our main source of income, and my business partner is completely retired and doesn't isn't at a place where he wants to be working on websites all day. And myself, I'm kind of transitioning into some other things myself. So we're gonna kind of get rid of this one and move on.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a few other cool projects going on. Is there anything from, this particular business that that worked really well that would apply to future businesses or sites that you build?
I guess I don't really understand the question. I mean, I have a whole list of things that I would do to this site that I would do to this site, to improve it, that I'm really happy to share with the buyers or whatever. But yeah, I mean, actually the interesting thing for me is, just as an affiliate marketer, I learned a ton about, trading and the trading industry and, how these people think and, things like that. It was quite a learning experience for me.
Yeah, I think, every time you're building a website, you're learning things that you can apply to your future businesses. And I'm sure there's, lots of things. But on the flip side, was there anything that, you tried out on this website? I guess you mentioned the Facebook advertisement retargeting. Was there anything else you tried that didn't work well?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a couple things. And like I said, I look at these as opportunities for somebody that maybe is better than us. The first thing is, we've tried and tried and tried like different ways to, build links and, climb up in the search rankings and things like that. And to be honest, we haven't had a lot of success. I mean, this site, we did a lot of really solid like keyword research when we built the content. And this site was ranking really, really well with literally no links. Before we did like any like offsite SEO, it was doing really well and already making money. So, I wish we could have done a better job, like, doing like link building and things like that and even blowing it up a little bit more. But yeah, my business partner and myself, that's just not really our forte.
Right. So currently now you've done some link building. Could you elaborate on how you guys have built links for the site?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, it really hasn't changed much of anything. I mean, the site was doing almost the exact same before we ever even started building links. Well, I guess while we're on this, one thing I wanted to clarify is this site, it says that it's using PBNs. And I guess at one point we had bought just like a handful of like really cheap PBN links, and they really didn't do anything. I kind of wanted to get rid of them, but we were advised, by Empire Flippers, hey, don't change anything before you sell this or whatever. But, realistically, this site is propped up not by links or not by PBNs, but just by the strength of, some of the money pages.
Right. So you guys had started off pretty, just building really good quality content, and it took off from there. And the links, had little impact on really changing the rankings.
Absolutely.
Great. And so the majority of traffic, is it all coming from organic Google search, or is there any other, type of traffic sources?
Yeah. I mean, I can go look at the analytics really quick, but I'm pretty sure that there's nothing that we're doing other than just looking for some, our pages are ranking for a lot of really good long tails and things like that. And that's it. I mean, we don't pay for traffic. I mean, we're really not too active on social media.
Have you guys built any type of email list or anything like that?
Well, that's actually on my list too. I mean, it was sort of like on our project list at one point, and we just never did it. But what would be really, really wise for a buyer is to do some sort of a lead magnet, like give you this guide on how to do this and, just get their email address, get an email list. One of the things that happens a lot, Mike, is our brokers run like specials, like, like this month, next month, we're doing this, doing that. They have new products, things like that. And we don't really update the site anymore. So, there's a lot of people out there that have been on our site that might find those things useful that we have no way to really tell them. So, yeah, if somebody could create an email list, and then pitch special offers when they come and do remarketing and things like that, it would be a gold mine.
Yeah, I think the email is still, kind of the last frontier of being one of the most powerful ways to connect with people. And what's great about your business is I assume a lot of the affiliates have no issue with promoting their offers through email marketing. So I think it could be a great thing for a potential buyer to add in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's on my list, of things to suggest to whoever would like to buy this.
And so if you were going to keep the business, what are some other ways you would try to grow it, outside of email or maybe even Facebook ads? Did you have any other ideas that would be useful for a new buyer?
Yeah, man, I have tons, so you can cut me off if I talk too much. But, a lot of the brokers that we have, they do cryptocurrency, binary options. There's like a lot of other things that there's a lot of search traffic for. Our brokers we're already affiliated with already offer, and we really don't pitch any of it on our site. So, expanding into all of these other areas through the same broker relationships we already have would be really, really easy. That's one. Let's see. Oh, here's a big one. Just generally updating the content. For example, one of our main like ranking lists, main money pages, I guess you would say, our broker that's at the top, I don't think has ever really earned us any money, and the other brokers are killing it. So it would make sense, to sort of move some of the brokers that pay more up to the top positions, and that's just us, I guess, sort of being lazy and not really updating the content like we should. So, rearranging the positions. We've been pitched from several new brokers. We get probably 2 or 3 messages a week from new brokers that want to be on our site, offering us high payouts. We really don't even bother with it because neither one of us really want to spend the time writing reviews or anything like that. But again, for somebody who's, hungry and wants to blow this thing up, there's a ton of opportunities. Again, like I said, like paid traffic, increasing social media, email lists, things like that, could really be a big deal.
Yeah, I think the lead magnet with an email list would be, a really great thing to get offered, for a new buyer to add in.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, Jason, what do you think are the biggest risks for a new buyer that they should be aware of?
That's a good question. And it's going to sound kind of cliche to say this, but, I believe this site is severely underperforming. I mean, somebody should be hitting a home run with this, in my opinion. And, the two of us just couldn't really be bothered to do the little bit of work that it takes. As far as risk go, I don't see anything that is outside of what any website buyer would have to deal with. And what I mean by that is like, okay, a really crazy Google update. I mean, that can wipe out anybody overnight.
Right.
And, to our credit, every single Google update we've survived and most of the time ended up in an even better position, So we have had no penalties, haven't been targeted, anything like that. But anytime you buy a site like this, I mean, there's always the risk you're at Google's mercy.
Right. Yeah. Anytime you have a big majority of your organic traffic from Google, there is some, risk there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's scary for everybody.
Yeah, and as far as the work goes and maintenance, it seems like you guys are, only working on the site a little bit. Could you kind of describe, what type of work you're doing and, what skills are required?
Yeah, my business partner, the only thing that he does for maybe the last 2 years or year and a half is just the accounting at the end of the month. He's a finance guy, so we have really, really super clean and, transparent books on every dollar that we've ever spent. We're happy to share all that. So all he does is, the end of the month accounting and the payouts and things like that. And for me, I, typically spend 1 or 2 hours a week just buying 5 links a month, something like that. And that's about it. Like at this point, that's it. This site needs a little bit of love.
Right. And as far as, the support, are you willing to help, the new buyers kind of learn about the industry and, how to manage the site? Can you kind of discuss what type of support you're willing to offer?
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, for me, like I said, I mean, I'm kind of getting out of this business, but I mean, this was like, at one point, this was my baby, so I thought it was such a good idea, and I still do. I think this site is performing and somebody can kill it. And I really want to see somebody sort of take it to that next level. It would make me feel really good. So, I'm really happy to help out however I can. I mean, I think I told them, on our support statement or whatever, that I would literally be willing to do whatever I could to help them out. I mean, seriously, I'll share all my ideas. I mean, we can give them, everything from our materials or, keyword research, link logs, like all the material that we have, we can share it. Happy to answer questions and help them, understand like which brokers are good and bad and, what's performing well and what's not and things like that. But, I really want to see this succeed because I believe that it can do really, really well for somebody.
Yeah, it sounds like, you're fairly passionate about this project and you want to make sure that the new buyer can take over and grow it and turn it into something really great. And I'm curious if you're interested in committing to a non-compete where you don't directly compete with, in this niche.
I'm pretty sure that we already had to do that, right? I mean, I think that part of my business partner did most of that, but I'm pretty sure that we already agreed to that.
Right. So you guys, yeah, you wouldn't have any plans to build something else in this niche.
Oh, no.
Okay. And as far as an earnout where, you get maybe like 80% of the cash up front, is that something you would be interested in?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we both just want to kind of move on. And, like I told you previously, when they looked at the value of this site and when they valued the site for us, the original price was, I think, almost like 1.5 times what it's selling for now. And they ended up, we had some really good months in there where we made like, I don't know, 15, 25,000 a month, something. And, they cut those out because they were sort of an anomaly. So the way I look at it, I mean, this is, a really, really good deal already.
Yeah, so you had a few months where you could really see some of the, the potential of how this could earn every month. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, when the Brexit stuff was happening and people are trading like crazy, like every time there's, volatility in the markets, every time something crazy happens in the world and there's volatility in the markets, people start trading like crazy and we get paid no matter what, every time they make a transaction. So, during the first Brexit talks and in the Brexit vote and all of that, the markets were going nuts. We made quite a bit of money. But like I said, none of that is counted in the multiples, in the sale price here.
right. So yeah, that's interesting to see. It'll be really interesting to see how it plays out in the future with this industry.
Hey, can I clarify one more thing too,
Yeah.
if that's okay?
Go ahead.
I think most of the time when people buy these sites, you buy a site that's making so many sales a month or whatever, and you buy the site and making sales, right? Well, for this, it's a little bit different because, I'll give you like an example. Somebody comes to our site, they want to trade, they go to the broker. Okay, that account is now affiliated with us, right? So whatever that person does, we're going to get paid. But maybe they deposit money and they set their trades up so that they will make a transaction when certain market conditions are met. It could take a day, a week, months. Some people have like long positions. So, instead of just selling you the site that can, create new accounts, I want to make it clear that we're also, to the best of our ability, going to move all of our existing accounts that we have already created. Does that make sense?
Right. So if somebody's, let's say they go to your website, they sign up right away, they buy, a bunch, but maybe 6 months later from now, they go on another buying spree.
Yeah.
Potentially that would transfer over to the new buyer. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, basically, like over time, I think we've already had like 8,000 trading accounts created in like the last 2 years through these brokers. A lot of those accounts, people never deposit money or, they put in a little money and they burned out and they're inactive. But there are, even still quite a few accounts today that people are just sitting there day trading and, watching the markets and trading. And that's how we're making our money. And so, the accounts that have been created historically, we look at them as assets of this business.
Right. Because they're already...
Each of us rules on how we could transfer those to a new owner. The already existing accounts, and they're one of our really good partners. We've negotiated really good deals with them, like higher than, what any new affiliates could earn. But, with them, we already have maybe hundreds of active accounts right now. And so we will transfer all of those to the new buyer to the best of our ability.
Right. Well, that's great to see that, hopefully those accounts will transfer in the sale of this business. And I think that's a good thing for a potential buyer to keep in mind is that, it already has a fairly good base structure of customers built into the assets.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think that was clear from the write-up, and we sort of had a difficult time explaining that, when we went through the vetting process with Empire Flippers. But I think it's important. You're not just getting the website, you're getting the website plus all the accounts that we can transfer. Now, there's some difficulties with that. Like, some of the brokers require like proof of address or, some different kinds of documentation. But, I've already checked with a couple of our big brokers and they said that we can do that. And, like I said, my business partner and I, we don't want to be in this business anymore. And we look at those accounts as an asset associated to this business. So we'll do the best that we can to transfer those,
Yeah, it's definitely an important asset. And I think, buyers will certainly see it in that light. So before we wrap up here, Jason, was there anything else you wanted to share that we might have missed?
No, I mean, I'm looking at your agenda. I think we kind of covered it all. I mean, I don't know. I think anybody that had like a, super basic idea of, SEO, link building, some things like that, and was willing to kind of come in and, get some new content created, shuffle some things around, start doing maybe some Facebook ads, just some retargeting even, email lists, something like that. I think they could make a substantial ROI.
Yeah, I think, this industry and this business definitely, they've been around for a long time and it definitely has a lot of potential. So,
and Mike, also going along with that, if you're somebody that believes that there will be a lot more crazy things that happen in the world in the near future that could create, a situation where there's volatility in the markets, then, this is a good asset to have before that happens.
Definitely. Yeah, it seems like there's always some type of volatility going on in the world these days.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with, the Brexit this year and, at the end of the year when all that goes down. I mean, that could have like a huge impact on this. So, it could lead to a situation where, the traders that are already sitting in there, wake up and start trading again. That's what happened last time.
Right. Well, yeah, it's great to see. And it sounds like you've built up a really great foundation for somebody to take over this business. So, Jason, I really appreciate you coming on and explaining, your business more in depth for us today. Thanks again for that.
Hey, thank you very much, Mike. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Jason. Have a wonderful day.
If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And if you want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing page and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make a deposit, one of our business analysts will be in contact with you and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.